This is Matrix Lord 212, and I'm doing a horror cast movie sequel update on some of the movies that we've covered in the horror cast. Now, I'm going to give you some information, starting with the next Friday the 13th film, which would technically be, I think, Friday the 13th Part 13, if you count Freddy vs. Jason. It turns out that the latest news comes this year, January 30th, and I'll read it to you. This is coming from Friday the 13th's, the film franchise website. It says, towards the end of November, we brought our readers news that Corey Feldman was developing a Friday the 13th sequel titled Jason vs. Jarvis. It turns out, even to Ain't It Cool News, that Corey Feldman is trying to get this off the ground to be a direct sequel to Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and Jason Lives. But right now, there is no word on the progress of this movie. So that would mean that would rule out a Friday the 13th Part 2, which from the reboot that they just recently done. Right now, there's no word on it whatsoever, other than this latest news that Corey Feldman wants a direct sequel, which would be technically, I guess, would be the 13th if you count Freddy vs. Jason. Now, as far as the reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street goes, the second movie in that reboot series is dead. From what I'm reading right now, Nightmare on Elm Street remake, the box office take was $63 million, and at this time there are no plans for a sequel at all. So right now, Nightmare on Elm Street, a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie is done. Not going to happen at the moment as of today, which is April 24th, 2013. There is talks of a third Halloween. Now, supposedly, Halloween 3 was taken over by Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes, and as you know, Michael Bay had done Friday the 13th reboot. So right now, they're in talks to produce the project, and it will no longer be released in 3D. They are currently seeking writers and a director for Halloween 3, and the only character that they have to return will be Brad Dourif, which he plays Chucky, actually, and he was the sheriff in the last two Halloween movies. So hopefully that gets done. All right, and no word at all about Rob Zombie being a part of that as well. Now, as far as Scream 5 goes, Wes Craven had just recently addressed Scream 5, and he says, so far I have not heard anything about Scream 5 from Bob Weinstein. There is some talk about a television series, but I don't think anything has moved forward on that yet. That's what I'm hearing more than anything else from the guys at Dimension. It would be them picking up the phone and asking me what he wants to do. From what I understand, it looks to me more that they would a better chance to have a Scream 5 than a TV series, and I think that would be the way to go. Basically, have a new franchise, give some life to it, stuff like that. Now, as far as Child's Play 6 or The Curse of Chucky, that is done. It's been made. It's going direct to DVD. And that will be out October 2013. And we touched briefly on the Full Moon Puppet Master movies, which we're going to do a couple of horror casts on that. There is no word on if there's going to be another Puppet Master movie like they had last year, which would be the 11th one, but it may be more than that if you count Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys, whatever. So, no word about a new Puppet Master movie from Full Moon, but I hope, being that I'm a Puppet Master fan, that we definitely see more. And I think now is the time to capitalize on the horror industry because, with Paranormal Activity and all these movies that are out there making tons of money, Mama and everything else, I mean, you need to start popping out horror movies like crazy. And I think that that's something that these companies are just not doing. They're not putting out enough horror movies. So I'm hoping that they get to do that and they just take a risk, put out a Friday the 13th. If they're going to do a Nightmare on Elm Street, bring Robert Englund back and do the direct sequels from the past. And that's what I feel. All right? Take care. Bye for now.